Hi, I am Andi the Knittress, and this is my channel on YouTube where I like to talk about yarn. You can find me on the internet as Andi the Knittress on most places. You can also find me on the internet as TheKnottyKnittress and my website, TheKnottyKnittress.com. Everything will be linked down below, and thank you for joining me. It's been a little bit since I filmed because of the holidays. I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. So thank you for coming back, even though I took a little bit of a break. Today I have my coffee in this amazing mug that you may have seen if you watched my Vlogmas. I got this mug from Care's Keepsakes. She is the sister of MaximumYarnage Michelle, and it's got my face on it. Actually, just right above my head here, you can see Michelle's mug there peeking out on my wall. Her sister does the Care's Keepsakes. She has an Etsy channel, or an Etsy shop rather, and she does all kinds of amazing things. So I love this. Okay, so let's start with what I'm wearing. This is a Love Note by Tin Can Knits. It is in Forbidden Woolery Temperance. I don't remember the color name, but I will pop it in here somewhere. It's one of my favorite sweaters. I decided to wear mine because Aquila from A Lefty Knitter was making her daughter one, and it's just super adorable. And I think that I need to make Scarlet one. First, I want to get through some of my whips because you all may know from the last episode that I am hosting a knit along, make along, craft along called Clear Our Whips 2023 because my whips got out of control. There were 20 whips that I showed on my last episode, and actually there's 21 because I completely forgot about the tarantula that I had started that lives in a cauldron on my shelf. Because it wasn't in a project bag, it was out of my brain. See, that's just how it happens. The whips, they just get put somewhere and then they disappear from my mind until I go looking through my Ravelry. It's a good thing I mostly keep project pages for those so that I can be like, hey, where is that whip? Anyway, I have some FOs. I did finish a couple of whips. And then, as I said in the previous episode, I am not counting anything that I make on my circular sock machine as like a new whip, because those are usually done, and most of that stuff is for my shop. So I finished my photographer hat. This is a pattern by Lavanya Patricella, and this yarn is Knitty Bow Fiber Co., and the color was called Dopamine. And I just love it. I wore this hat actually at my last market, and it was nice and cozy. I don't want to put it on right now because I'm having a pretty decent hair day. I did get my hair cut recently, and I'm excited to go get it permed here soon to get, I've grown out a little. I want my curls to be bouncier. So that is one FO off the list. So that makes me back down to 20 FOs because I was at 21. And another thing I have finished is the random hexagon throw. And all I had to do was finish a couple of hexagons and attach them. And this can go right on the back of a recliner or whatnot, but actually I am gifting it to my mother because she watched my last episode and she asked me if she could have it. And I told her, of course, because I have plenty of blankets. This is knit in Lion Brand Mandala, and I cut apart all of the skeins to make sure that each ring of the hexagon was a different color. So that is finished. So that's 2 FOs. That means I have 19 whips that I want to get under control. So that makes me extremely happy to have that done. And I am glad that my mom asked if she could have it, because then I know it will get loved and appreciated. So that is 2 FOs from my whip list. And now I have several FOs that were not on my whip list because I made them on my sock machine. So, well, one of them was an FO that I frogged. And that was my Freckled Whimsy Advent, 24 stripe Advent. So I made this roll top pair of socks, and I got all 24 stripes in here. So there's 3 stripes in this roll, 3 stripes in this roll, and then 3 stripes, 3 different colors in this roll, and then it goes down through the other 24. So I'm really happy with those. And then this was the yarn that came for the heels, toes, and cuffs. And I was able to get a pair from that. And also, to go with this, I was able to crank out a pair of mittens. So how cute is that? I got mittens and matching socks. I'm really excited. I learned how to make this thumb gusset from, let's see, is it going to focus? There we go. Jamie Mayfield has a pattern on her website called CSM Supplies, and I was doing a different gusset, which to me was a little bit more confusing. What I like about this thumb gusset is that there's no left or right mitten. This gusset is in the center of the way it's made. It's just right on the center of the side, the center of the side. Yeah. And so, you know, this mitten can be right-handed or left-handed. So there's no right or left mitten, and the construction's done the same way each time. So I really like that because there's no remembering, did I just do the left mitten? Did I just do the right mitten? And then, you know, this gusset is done with a flat panel. This white thumb here, you just knit flat back and forth until you get so many rows, and then you do a very tiny toe on the machine, and then you put waste yarn, and then you'll pick up these gusset stitches right here and there on the other side, there, and then when you're all done, you sew together the tiny toe that you made, and then you mattress stitch down the thumb, and so the seam is always right here on all of the thumbs. It's always just goes right down the side of your thumb, whether you wear it on your left hand or your right hand. So I really like that. The only thing is that, you know, you may notice on either one would, let's show you this way, it will be a little easier, Andy. You could maybe notice the Kitchener line right there, just because my tension was a little off, but it's not very noticeable. Once these get washed, they'll be fine. I made these on my 48 cylinder, And I held Lycra with them, and this is fingering weight yarn on my 48 cylinder held with Lycra. The Lycra adds a little bit of stretch and helps it to be snug. So matching socks and mittens, and then I did the same thing with my Neon Trees colorway. This was day 25 colorway from the Pretty Twisted Yarns Advent. I just love the way this turned out. It looks just like a Christmas tree. It makes me so happy. So I made that as a roll top, and then I also made a pair of mitts. I did fingerless mitts for this one. Same construction though, I just didn't do the little tiny toe at the top. I just left some yarn to do a back stitch bind off there, and I did a hung hem at the bottom and the top and did a back stitch bind off here at the top to secure that. So they're super cute and I really love them, and I'm so excited that I have these, and I have had lots and lots of questions about, I posted a little reel about this mitten. I am going to do a tutorial on how I made it. The thumb is a free pattern. I will link it. The glove, more or less, I made up. I kind of just did my own thing. A lot of the other mitten patterns that I found were all ribbed, and I just wanted to do something super easy that I could sort of crank out rather quickly for my shop. So, and that's what I did. I've been making some pairs for sale at my market. This one is not quite done yet. You see I have the orange waste yarn on there. I still have to back stitch bind off secure that, but this one is finished here. And this yarn, I love this yarn. This is Swan's Island in their Firefly colorway. And then the thumb is Alexandra Crafts Local Yarn Store Day 2019, I do believe, the Local Yarn Store Day colorway. And so I just made the thumb that length. You can roll it down if you need, you know, a little more access to your thumb, and the same thing for the fingers. So yeah, I've been making some mittens for sale. They're pretty popular. It's usually pretty chilly whenever I go do my markets. Yeah, so that's another pair of mittens. I also did, so this was the first thumb I learned how to do. It was just a little trickier, and if you can see right here, the seam ends up on the front of the thumb rather than in the center here. So there is actually a left and a right when it comes to this, and I was having a hard time as I was cranking them remembering whether I had done the left or the right mitten. So I really like that Jamie put her pattern out for that. So this is a pair of scrappy mittens I made, and these are Bobbie's. He has claimed them because all of this yarn is here in Colors Dyeworks. So we've got some My Little Brony, we've got Trick or Treat, we've got Autumn Leaves, Halloween Camo, Frog's Breath, Patina, Gamora Nebula, Mermaid Scales, and I don't remember what the purple is. Oh, that purple is not him, so I'm fibbing. That is actually just a little bit of purple that is a knitted whip. But for the most part, these are here in Colors Dyeworks throughout. So he has claimed these for himself, and I just did a mock rib hung hem on these. and the same thing at the top. If anybody is interested in the pattern for those, please let me know. These ones were done on my 64 cylinder, so they're a little bigger. That is also why Hobbii has claimed them, because they fit his big giant man hands. So again, in the Swans Island Firefly and the Alexander the Art of Yarn local yarn store day color 2019, that's a mouthful, I made these stripy mittens that are the mock rib hung hem. So just a little squishier at the wrist and in the hand. And I love how these turned out. And I did hold Lycra with these. Oh, I didn't pick that stitch up right. You can see that hole right there. When you pick up the stitches from the mock rib, you're supposed to pick up one of the ladders from the stitch next to it. And I didn't do that. And that's why you do it, because it will create a little lace hole there. It's not going to run or anything. It's secure. It's just like an eyelet. But yeah, I made those ones, and then these ones are going to go in to the shop because I do not need 15 pair of mittens, fingerless mitts for myself. But I just think these ones are just so pretty. Very, very gorgeous. And because I've been playing around with fingerless mitts, I decided to try the diamond pattern. It's also called Traveling. I will have popped it in a little thought bubble in here. It is a free pattern that you can get on CSM Supply's website. I also watch Sock TV, which is where I get a lot of the inspiration to make the things that I make, because she shows it on there. But this is what I'm referring to. It's this diamond pattern. It's called a traveling something. I don't know. Anyway, it's a really fun construction. It works wonderful in self-striping because you can really see the pattern going on there. So this yarn is Pretty Twisted Yarns Day 25 from her Advent if you chose the self-striping colorway, and it is called Merry and Bright. And these are just gorgeous colors, and that turned out really, really wonderful. I still have to make the second mitt. This was just a late night thing that I wanted to try. So that is what I did. And that is all of the FOs that I have to show you today. I have been working on some of my whips. So one of the whips that's been getting most of my attention is my Recalibrate by, I want to say Shana Cohen, but I'm probably wrong. I will definitely have it in here, and of course I will have it linked below. This pattern was gifted to me by Aquila, a Lefty Knitter podcast, because I was admiring hers so much, and I said, I definitely need to make one of those. And she was kind enough to gift me the pattern, and I immediately cast on. I am using the leftovers from my Beetlejuice sweater. It is all Pretty Twisted yarns on her BFL base. It's my very favorite. I rave about it all the time. So the front and the back stripe are, there's a beetle in my juice. So it's a self-striping colorway. There's the front and the back stripe. And then I have picked up along the sides here as it's a fun construction, this sweater is. And I am going back and forth with, now, I don't remember the names of these colors. The green is Acid Trip, and the purple is gonna be put on the screen because I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, I really love how this is turning out. I knit on this on Sundays. I am hosting a Zoom knit chat on the first, third, and fourth Sunday of the month. So I do have to skip the second Sunday of the month because I have a local knit group that I go to on the second Sunday. So this has been getting a lot of love. Been just knitting and chatting with people. If you would like to join in my Zoom chat on any of those Sundays, please send me a message. I am more than happy to give you the information. The next whip that I worked on was only a little bit. It is my Twists and Turns shawl, the mystery knit along from last year, and I'm doing it a little, I'm making it a little difficult on myself just because I know how I am as a person and I don't like to repeat things. And some of this pattern is kind of a slog where you're just toughing through parts of it to get to the different parts. So it's kind of wonky to show, but I did finish both of the cabled sections. It kind of looks like Star Wars, the Star Wars ship. What is it called? Not the TIE fighter. Anyway, kind of like that. It's reminiscent of that. I finished both of the cable sections and now I'm on to the belt straps. I started the one and I realized that these are long and you have to repeat that little cabled section a few times, and I decided to stop, split my skein in half, cast on the second one, catch up, and do them both at the same time. And I'm glad that I'm doing that. It is definitely not something that I can work on at the same time as I'm talking to people because I'm sort of doing the opposite thing on each one. As you can see, you know, they go out and then in and then they'll travel back out, this little cable motif here. And so it takes, I have to focus on it a little bit. And it hasn't been getting very much attention because I finished other things. And my Recalibrate is a lot easier to work on, so it gets picked up more. I will be finishing this. It's still in, you know, running. Once I get past those belt straps, I think it'll be a little easier because then it's mostly garter. And then I'm going to be excited because I am going to finish it differently than it's supposed to be finished. So I'll, you know, I'll have to figure all of that out. So that is my Twists and Turns shawl by Stephen West. And then the other thing I've been working on is, it's getting pretty close to done. I don't remember. That's the Klaziena Shawl by, I want to say Kristen Bishop, but I could be wrong. And I will put it in here because I don't think I have any notes on it. Double check in. Yeah, I don't have any notes on it. So it's a really gorgeous pattern. It's crocheted. I am using Furl's crochet hook, which is a size E. I love these ones. They are my favorite. They are the Odyssey. They're very weighted on the one end, and I just really like the way that they work. I'm a knife holder. When I hold my crochet, I hold it like this, and this fills my hands nicely, and I don't end up cramping right here like I used to. So that is in Twister Halloween by Hobbii. Oops. Yep. And I'm excited because all I have left is this here. This is it. That's not much. Crochet eats a lot of yarn really quickly. So this has been filling my evenings. When I sit down at night to work on a project, after I'm all done with my work for the day, this is what I pick up. And it's huge and glorious. I love it so much. It's just so pretty. It's so gorgeous. I love it. Artemis, that's enough. Hey. So sorry for that. My dog likes to bark at nothing. And if you have pets, you know that sometimes they're just weird. So that is just about done, and I'm really excited to finish that. And that's pretty much all I've been working on. So that just brings me next to some of the things that I've gotten. You may have seen some of these things before. I did show some of them in Vlogmas, I think, but I can't remember. So yeah. So one of the things that I get every month is a cute little sticker from Cerulean Orchid, and this was this month's sticker. It's a cute little acorn yarn ball. It's a pretty neat subscription to have. It's $3 a month, and you get a really cool sticker, and I forget about it all of the time, and so it's always a surprise. And I love stickers, and I love yarn, so I love yarny stickers. So this was January's, and I just think it's absolutely adorable. Something else I got from a friend of mine. Her name is Jody from Clarity Fiber Arts. I 3D print out things for my circular sock machine, and sometimes I've shown them, sometimes I've shared them with other people. One of the things that I did was a half pitch clip, which is a little clip that you put on your cylinder fin, and it enables you to knit at half pitch on the Erlbacher without having to adjust the fin on your ribber, which sometimes can be tricky because you want to get your timing just right, and I don't like to mess with it. So the half pitch clip is really nice because you just clip it on the pin that's in the cylinder, and then it makes your fin hit just askew enough to put you at half pitch. And so for each cylinder, it needs to be specific size to do that. And Jody had gotten a new cylinder, so she asked if I could print her out the additional size that she got. And she sent me a little package, and it's super cute. Came in this pretty gold box, and the kids already ate the cookies. She gave us some snickerdoodle cookies, and these are some things that she can get locally. And then she gave me some tea, and it is Get Wellness, and there is Get Immunity, Get Elderberry, Get Wellness, and there are different teas for different things. And so I thought that was really neat. There are little round tea bags in there, and I just thank you, Jody. That's really nice. And also, this this tin of organic hard candy pomegranate and nectarine. I've been waiting to open these until I showed them because I love pomegranate. That's one of my favorite. And plus, I love little tins. So, thank you so much for that. And then another thing that I got from my friend Thomas, him and his wife Amber are local friends of mine. Thomas has he does all kinds of things, but he also dabbles in dyeing yarn, and he is on Instagram under TH Handcrafts. He is also the one who sewed the bags for my my Stephen West project bag, because we did kits for that, and he sewed this bag. Well, he dyed a sock set of yarn here and gifted it to me, and I love it because it's corn. It's yarn. It's got big pearls and plies. It comes from ewes. Can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's yarn. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. Have you tried it with knitting? Everything will change. Anyway, silly. That every time I hear that song, I think it's yarn instead of it's corn. And I did make up a whole little tune to it. But how cool is that? It's got the green and then the yellow with the white kernels. I just like it. That's his little logo there. And these are just adorable. I can't wait to make this up into something. So I got that. And then I did a whole episode on when I opened this box during Vlogmas. I got this color from MaximumYarnage. This was her Krampus colorway. It's just gorgeous. And I'm going to make this into some mittens. This is on a squishy Highland wool, superwash Highland wool polyamide base. And it came with a really cool mug that her, or it's like a tumbler that Care's Keepsakes made. Same lady who made this. Everything will be linked down below. And then the other thing I got was my Christmas at Tiffany's sock set from Pretty Twisted Yarns. And this is going to be turned into some roll top socks with 5 rolls at the top of the sock, maybe 6. I might do a white one too. So those are going to be super squishy and very sparkly. And that's pretty much what I got. Most of that stuff was gifted to me. I did get this. This was a me, and this was a me. So, I'll do a little bit of life stuff, and then I'll do some shop talk. So, my mother is here to visit me, and I may have mentioned to you all before that I am terrified of clowns. I don't know if I've told the story before, but when I was a little girl, I lived with my grandmother for a little while, and I want to say I was probably in 1st grade, so like 6 years old or so, maybe 7, and my great grandma, Artis, used to make all kinds of things. She was a crafty lady. It runs in our family. And she made these really awkward, they were cute, I guess, to her, but to me they were awkward. They're clown dolls. And it would sit on your shelf, and I was just barely tall enough to reach its leg. And I would yank the leg and I'd toss it to the back of the closet because it just creeped me out a little. Every day I would come home from school and that clown would be sitting on the edge of the shelf again in my closet. And I would yank its leg and chuck it to the back of the closet. And every day it would be there again for like the longest time until I hid it in the basement. And my come to find out, it was my grandma thought that I was playing with it every day and couldn't reach to get it back on the shelf. And so she just set it right there on the edge for me to get it, and it would be in weird little positions. And that made me scared of clowns and clown dolls and stuff like that as a young child. Well, as an adult, I realize that there's no need to be afraid of that. And so my grandmother recently moved in with one of my aunts, and my mom was helping clean out her house, and my mom found the dolls. And I said, you know what? You can bring them to me. You can give them to me because I want to show you guys how creepy these things are, and then maybe it will help me get over my fear of them. So there's two of them, and this specific one is the one that was in my closet. So inside here is a piece of wood, and it can sit right on the shelf. There's a piece of wood inside here, and then there's like little tiny pieces of wood in the arms as well as the bottom of the legs. So my grandma would set it on the shelf and she'd maybe cross one of the legs over or prop the hand up with its face or crisscross them. And it's just freaking creepy, man. Like, so this is what fueled my childhood nightmares. And it has a friend. So now they're going to live in my house because my great grandma made them and she's passed, and they're creepy. They're so creepy. But they're also, handmade. Like my great grandma has tags on here. You can see it says made especially for you by artist Simon. And that is, it's just, they're special. Like she put time and she did all of this. This looks like, a sock here. I don't know how she got this yarn attached to the head. It looks like it's stitched on there. It's like sewn on there, and she sewed all of these clothes and stuffed the little feet. And she put a lot of love and time, and this was, one of her crafts. And so as a crafty woman, I can appreciate it, even though as a child, they scared the living daylights out of me. I really thought that they came alive and were moving around in my closet. So I just thought I'd share those with you guys. Not much else going on, life stuff. I wonder if I can just set them on the shelf up here. Well, there's no room for that guy there. But yeah, I don't know. They'll find homes in my house. So I've been doing farmers markets. I'll do the first and the third Saturday of the month at the Roseburg or the Umpqua Valley Farmers Market on Harvard Street in Roseburg. I have a Valentine's Day event coming up. Let's see what else we have. Before I jump into the Knotty Knittress news, I forgot. I wanted to announce a winner of the I drew a winner for the Clear Our Whip Smell 2023 for showing me your whips. So I took a list of everybody that shared their whips with me and I put them in a note, and I think there were 12, and I told the lady inside of my Apple phone to give me a random number, and that was number 4, and that was Blackbird Sycamore. So you have won this prize. Get a hold of me and send me your address, and I will give you your prize. So you have won this lovely hemp bag. It's a notions pouch. It says the Knotty Knittress on this side, and then it says take life one stitch at a time on this side. It's got a decent little zipper, and you can fit all kinds of things in there. That and a skein of yarn that I had in my giveaway pile, and this is called Vintage Witch, and it is Mace of Skeins. So it is 100% superwash merino, and you have won this. I do believe your name is Stephanie from Blackbird Sycamore Yarns. I do know that's your name. I'm not guessing. I know it's Stephanie. So Stephanie, get a hold of me and let me know that you saw this, and I will mail this out to you. And then I will be drawing another winner in March for like a quarterly FO. So every time you have an FO, every time that you have an FO from your whips from prior to 2023, just use the hashtag ClearOurWhips2023, and I will add you to my list of people, and you could potentially win a prize. I don't know what prize that'll be right now. I will just grab something from my bin and do that. Okay, so now on to the Knotty Knittress news. We have several new colorways from Here in Colors Dyeworks. Hopefully all of you know that Here in Colors Dyeworks is my husband Bobby, and he is my main dyer for all of the yarn on my website. And he just dyes some amazing colorways, and I just wanted to share a few of them with you. One of them is this gorgeous sock set, and it is called Funky Merman. It comes with 2 20-gram minis and this gorgeous, gorgeous skein. Well, let's just pull it off the label. Way to be awkward, Andy. All right, so we've got this gorgeous skein, some silver and some lovely greens, pops of pink, and some scaly manfish colorways there. If you know the reference to Funky Merman, comment it down below. And here's one of the lovely minis to go with it, and this other green here. So there are a few of these in on the website. They are on the Grotto Falls base, the Grotto Falls sock set, and they are 75-25 superwash merino and nylon, about 437 yards to the 100 grams, and accordingly for the 20-gram one. So that will be linked down below. It's not going to focus. There we go. And then another colorway that he dyed recently is called Date Night. And there is this lovely color that is kind of getting blown out there, but there's lots of whites and pinks and like bubblegums and some darker cherry reds and purples and some black speckles all over. If you take a peek at my website, you can see how it works up, and that is there. I have done some new things with our labels, which I'm pretty happy with. I've got more information on the label for you. It will give you the stitch gauge, yardage, washing instructions. That QR code there will take you to this actual base on my website. So it'll take you right there if you wanted to buy more or buy others in the same base. And then it's got the washing instructions and then the information there on how to access Here in Colors Dyeworks Instagram or all of the other things for the KnottyKnittress. So I'm pretty excited about that new label. It's like we're constantly growing and changing and trying to tweak things just to make it a little more user friendly. So this color is called Date Night. It is on Lemolo Falls. This is 85 Superwash Extra Fine Merino, which is a 19.5 microns. And then the remainder 15 is a nylon. So it's so soft and so squishy. Very great for next to skin projects. Also on the Lemolo Falls base, we have Sweetie, which is a very similar. So they are two different dye styles, so they do work up differently. But you have some of the same colors in the both of them, so they could work well in a project together. They're not going to knit up exactly the same, but they could probably blend together really nicely. So you've got that cherry red and some bubblegum pinks and some of the dark purples. And then this one kind of does, if you're doing a sock in this, it'll do kind of a spiral stripe around the sock, where the red is kind of the main color, and then the pink and purple have little stripes next to each other. If you take a look over at my website, or maybe I'll pop a picture in here of kind of what it looks like when it's worked up. And then we have two new colorways also on the Lemolo Falls base, which this one has been named. This one is called Bluegrass. It's a very, I think that's blowing it out quite a bit. It's a very blue-green, very lovely. I will try to have accurate photos on the website. So this will be under the Lemolo Falls Bluegrass. And this one, we have not named it yet, but it's a very lovely shade of like sea foam or spearmint. It's kind of blowing out there a little bit. It's not as well, I guess it's kind of bright. It's pretty bright. It's gorgeous. I love it. Let's see. Yeah, that's about accurate there. So there'll be a couple skeins of this on the Molo. There will be a couple skeins of this, 2 skeins on the Lemolo Falls base, and then 2 skeins on the Grotto Falls base. We only had a couple of skeins left in both of those bases, so we were just trying to, we're testing our palette in some solid colors that we like. We want to find a good array of colors that are our favorites to have maybe as a dyed, what is the words I'm looking for? Like if you want a sweater quantity, dyed to order. So yeah, I mean, that's a little blown out, but very gorgeous, super squishy. This one, I don't know its name yet, but it'll have a name by the time you see this video, and I will have put the words in here somewhere. So those are new colors for the shop. And then the other thing that I will be listing are some project bags. And these are, you may have seen these on my Vlogmas. These are just little 1 skein, maybe 2 skeins if you wanted to, project bags. They are They're perfectly imperfect. And I have made all of the cords for each of the bag out of cotton yarn that I have twisted together. The inside of this bag is really cute. It's got some little gnomes and some mushrooms and their little huts. I suppose you could flip this bag inside out if you wanted, but the way it's made, the interfacing's on this side. And then the other one would be this one, which then has this fabric on the inside. Now these are going to be priced at a really good price in my opinion, because I don't think I'm a professional when it comes to this yet, but these I'm practicing and I think that somebody should get use from these, so they will be priced accordingly. And then there's this really, really cute one. I like these. I have done 2 different color cords on them. And it's got some sweaters and some weaving, and it looks like embroidery floss and some socks and just all kinds of cute little, you know, crafty, yarny stuff. So there are 2 of those that will be on the website, and then one of these, which has also got some more knitty related things, some hats and some yarn and scarves, and it says knit. So these will be also on the website and linked down below. So also we have a coupon code for my viewers. I have to flip back. So yeah, it is Knittress 15 for 15% off of your purchase. So hop on over there, check that out, share it with your friends. If you are new, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please feel free to like and subscribe, share with your friends. The more that I grow, the more that I can do and give away. There's also a Ko-fi, however you say that, link down below if you'd like to donate to my channel. That would be wonderful. And in the meantime, I hope you all just take it one stitch at a time, because that's all you can do.